Hello, ladies and gentlemen, Asgardians and mutants alike. Welcome to another Leah Maiden gameplay video. Back with more Marvel Strike Force today. Now, there's been a lot going on at Marvel Strike Force recently. Obviously, we've got the final Scourge coming in and get the final Horseman in the form of Archangel. Really excited about that. We've also got a Cosmic Crucible going on at the moment and tons of new characters added to the game. But that's not what we're going to talk about today. Today, we are going to be unlocking 7-star Omega Red. Now, you do that through the Red Death Roving event. Now, obviously, I've already unlocked Omega Red. He unlocks at 5 stars. If you haven't seen my video already, I'll pop a link in the right-hand corner and down below to that original unlock video. But today, we're going to be completing tiers 6, 7, and 8, so we can get him up to his maximum 7 stars. Now, in order to take part in this event at all, you need to use Secret Avengers, so Captain Sam, Sharon Carter, and Maria Hill, and then you need Bucky, Winter Soldier, and Nick Fury. And now the requirements to complete tier 8, you actually need them at gear tier 14 and at ISO 8 level 5, so just the green level 5, so you actually need them up pretty high. So we'll go over and take a quick look at the squad that we are going to be using here today. So Secret Avengers, I should say, they're the tunes that are going to carry this for you, and I should point out that my Secret Avengers are going to be OP for this. I've already overinvested in them, primarily because I'm using some of them in DD5. Talk about that in a second. But we're going to start off with Captain Sam here. So Captain Sam, I'm powering him up to use him in DD5, but I have not quite got him there yet. He's not yet at gear tier 16, but he is at gear tier 15. He's at level 85, and I've already got him on blue ISO level 2, and as you can see, I have all of his T4s there. I've also got 5 red stars on him. He's going to be OP for this, but he's such a great tune, you shouldn't have any difficulty at the minimum level of gear 14. Maria Hill. Now, Maria Hill I already am using in DD5. Already got her up at gear tier 16. Again, she is at level 85. I've got 5 red stars on her, and I have all of her T4s. She is also at blue ISO level 2. I've got the healer on her. Another awesome tune. Secret Avengers, honestly, they're still one of my favorite squads in the game. I think I just really enjoy playing with them. Even though they're quite old now, they still have a ton of utility, so I do definitely recommend investing in them. Again, she's just going to be OP for this, but at gear 14, I don't think you're going to have any issues with her. Then our third and final Secret Avengers tune is, of course, Sharon Carter, massive damage dealer for the Secret Avengers here. As with Maria Hill, I've already taken her up to gear 16. She's on level 85. Again, I've got all the T4s, and I have her up at that blue ISO level 2, but only 4 red stars on her. Honestly, again, she's going to be OP, but with the Secret Avengers, if you do end up over-investing in them for this particular event, you're not going to regret it because they're just so awesome. Bucky Barnes, the Winter Soldier himself. So Winter Soldier and Nick Fury, they're the reason, by the way, that it's taken me so long to actually unlock Omega Red at 7 stars, because I just had not invested in these characters. I specifically took them up to gear 14 and maxed out their green ISO just for this event, because I don't really have a whole lot of use for them in the game, although maybe with this new Rebirth squad that we're getting with Agent Carter and US Agent and Agent Venom, maybe we're going to have more use for Winter Soldier as things move on. But as it stands, I don't have a whole lot of use for him at the minute. That's why I haven't invested any T4s in him, and I've only got him at level 75, but he's still a relatively decent tune. 5 red stars on him, so we'll see how he does in this, but honestly, it's going to be the Secret Avengers that carry us. So with that in mind, Nick Fury is really the same deal, kind of just along for the ride. Only level 75 and gear tier 14. Got the green ISO all the way up, but 0 T4s. I maybe have a little bit more use at the moment for Nick Fury. I think he's on, I have a shield kind of minions team with, yeah, minions and Coulson that I use Fury on, but really that's just for blitzing, just to kind of grind through the blitzes there. Not really doing a whole lot for my roster, I have to say. So that's it. That's the lineup. Let's head on over to the event and see how we do as we take on the Red Death. So before we get going proper here, we've got this kind of bonus tier, tier 6 here, that doesn't reward, just rewards gold, doesn't reward any actual Omega Red shards. It just gives you a chance to really get used to the Weapon X team, obviously a team that you're probably familiar with by the time you get to tier 6, because you already have Omega Red. So these are all borrowed units. This is not my Weapon X team. Thankfully, my Weapon X team is a lot more powerful than that, but that gives us an idea of how difficult this tier is going to be, namely not very difficult at all. So let's see how we go with this here. Okay, so I think I want to take out Trooper first, just because he's going to be really annoying. Both those troopers are. Yeah, taking those pop shots at us whenever we attack any of their neighbors. but we're slicing through these guys here. So I guess if you had never used Weapon X before, if you, I mean, maybe you can let me know down in the comments. Maybe you're about to be completing this event. You still don't have the entire Weapon X team unlocked. So if you don't have them, this is a good way to get to know the team and just kind of get to practice them in this kind of sandbox environment here, because there's not a whole lot of damage that these tunes are really going to be capable of doing to Weapon X right here. So that's the issue when the AI is in charge of Captain Sam. Of course, they're going to use that ultimate first instead of getting him to taunt, which is always kind of a rookie mistake. Not making any difference to us here, but would have been better for them to have taunted, I think. We would have been able to do a little less damage to all of Captain Sam's pals, but it is too late because we have wiped the floor with them. Too little, too late. Oh, that taunt from Crossbones there is a little bit annoying. But nothing we can't handle here. Boom, there we go. Spoke too soon. I thought we'd removed that taunt. Boom. Okay, there we go. Wolverine finished it off. There we go. Okay, stun on Baron Zemo. Shield guard, Riot Guard is taunting, which is a shame. Omega Red is such an amazing tune. Like, do let me know. I'll talk a little bit about this at the end of the video once we've completely upgraded him to 7 stars, but let me know down below. You know, if you're watching this video, presumably you already have a 5-star Omega Red. Boom, there we go, tier 6 completed, but he's such an awesome tune. I mean, his AoE is just devastating, super effective on DD5. So pleased that I've taken him up to gear tier 16. Well, boom, there we go. 150,000 gold, not to be sniffed at, but really we're just getting through that so that we can move on to the real meat here, tier 7, and we can get some Omega Red shards. Okay, so they're recommending gear tier 13, level 4 ISO, but really they're saying level 70, level 6 abilities, and 4 red stars. So basically we're exactly where we need to be for this. Everyone is actually slightly overpowered, including Nick Fury and Winter Soldier. So this should just be a walk in the park. I think I'm going to maybe move these two around here. Let's put Sam on the end there, just so that when we use his taunt effectively, we'll be able to direct that danger away from our other tunes. Wow, okay, so right off the bat, this is a lot more impressive here, because you've got Kestrel right at the back there. Now, she starts charged, so for those of you, I'll just go through it in case anybody doesn't know. So as soon as Kestrel has charge, she blocks any summoning. Boom, there we go, or reviving, and we have 2 summoning tunes here, so both Maria Hill and Nick Fury. Obviously I just used Nick Fury's ability there just to illustrate that. They can both summon other tunes in, and if Kestrel has charge, she is going to block it. So you really want to get rid of that first. So don't do what I did. I did that just to boom, bye-bye Kestrel. Thank you, Winter Soldier. That was very effective. But don't do what I did. You don't want to off the bat try and summon in a character because Kestrel is going to immediately block it. I just did that to demonstrate it. What you want to do is get rid of that charge on Kestrel. Ideally get rid of Kestrel completely, as Bucky did for us right there, but if you can't do that, at least get rid of her charge before you summon in. Otherwise, she's going to stop you from summoning. And then what you want to do is just really go through and pick off your damage dealers here. Boom, very effective AoE from Captain Sam there, thank you. So this is an odd mix of tunes that they've thrown at us here. Now we got Pimtech and Hawkeye there. I mean, this is an odd setup here, but again, I would be focusing on the damage dealers. Oh, and another Kestrel there, wow. So they're pretty weak Kestrels that they're throwing at us, but Kestrel nonetheless. So whenever Kestrel is on the board, you really want to be focusing on Kestrel here, because she will just... her attacks are very powerful and she could decimate you. I think my tunes are too OP for her to be of much of a threat to us, but the stopping you summoning is a big deal. But boom, there we go. So this team at this level, that was a total walk in the park. I had to put 0 thought into that at all. I could have just put it on auto and they would have walked it. And there we go, 200 Omega Red shards in the bag, so that is enough to take him up to 6 stars. Let's just keep going and keep moving on to tier 8. So this is the tier here where you need 7 stars, gear tier 14, and the 5 on your green ISO 8. They're recommending level 75, level 6 availabilities, and 5 red stars. So basically my Secret Avengers, they're all up above where they need to be, but actually my other 2 toons aren't quite where they need to be. So this is where they're a little overpowered, so we're going to see how well they fare and whether they're still standing at the end. Not that that really matters, and it looks like we get to borrow Omega Red too, so I will go with this. No Kestrel to stop us, so let's immediately summon, then let's throw up a taunt. Then we want to pick off the damage dealers, and in this case that is Sharon Carter. Oof, so that was actually pretty effective. It took out those summoned troopers there. Boom, and we've got another one as well, though they're not doing any damage, even to Winter Soldier and Nick Fury. They're not taking any damage here. But the real threat, I don't think there's going to be much of a threat, but the real threat is that there's a lot of summons here, right? There's 2 Maria Hills, so they can potentially... Oh, no, there's only 1 Maria Hill, I'm sorry, but there's Maria Hill and Nick Fury, and they can summon in a lot of shield minions here. So technically this could get kind of messy, and obviously we've got 2 Sams who can be taunting on the side there. Yeah, let's do this anyway to get rid of those debuffs. Boom, there we go. Thank you, Maria Hill. Now we've just got to absorb all these counterattacks from all of those summoned troopers there. That's just where this gets annoying. Let's see if Bucky Barnes can repeat that trick. Boom, there we go. Nice, he did. So he successfully took out a Captain Sam there. So even at this lower level, the minimum gear level, both Bucky Barnes and Nick Fury seem to be more than capable here. So I really don't think, like I said, you know, feel free to invest heavily in Secret Avengers if you haven't already, because they really are great toons and they're going to help you in Dark Dimensions. They're great in war. They're just great in raids, every single aspect of the game. But if you're not there yet and you're only just at the kind of level where you can just about bring them up to gear tier 14, wow, look at all those Phoenixes and death pools as well. Interesting. This is a really, really interesting mix of characters that they're throwing at us. But anyway, as I was saying, you know, feel free to massively invest in, I do recommend investing in Secret Avengers. They're still great toons, but if all you can do is take them up to gear tier 14, you're really not going to have a problem with this, because my Bucky Barnes and my Nick Fury are doing just fine. They're actually doing a ton of damage, and they're easily holding their own here. So I think if you had everyone at that minimum level, gear tier 14, and 5 on the level 1 ISOs, you wouldn't have any problem with this at all. There's no need to overinvest in any toons here. This is massively overkill. And as I say that, we have absolutely done this here. Sharon Carter, boom, taking them both out in a one-er. Talk about damage dealer. Well, there you go, folks. Boom. That is tier 8 in the bag. It's the final 300 shards, so we should have 500. There we go. The 500 shards we need to take Omega Red up those final 2 stars, 5 to 7 stars. Let's hop on over to the roster and do that just now. Okay, let's do this. Let's bring the mighty Omega Red, rank him up all the way to 7 stars. Boom, there we go, 6 stars. And here we go, the final star. There we go, takes him up to just over 200,000 on his power ranking. So that is pretty good. So as you can see, I've already got him up at gear tier 16, ready for DD5. I'm working through DD5 right now, and I have not yet reached those legendary lanes, but he is such an awesome toon. He really, really is. So I definitely recommend working toward unlocking him if you haven't already. As I said, check out that video, link down below. He's a great toon, and he performs really, really well in Dark Dimension. I'm really excited to use him in DD5. His AoE is just so powerful. He's super useful. Plus, of course, Weapon X is a really great war offensive team. They're a great counter to Heroes for Hire. I also use them in Crucible a lot. I just think you get a ton of utility out of this particular squad, and Omega Red in particular, just definitely the MVP of that squad. Well, there you go. I'm really happy that I finally got this toon up to 7 stars. It was worth investing in Winter Soldier and Nick Fury in order to do it. I think it'll be exciting to see if I do get any more use out out of those, especially, as I said, Winter Soldier with that new squad that is coming into the game that's just been introduced. Hopefully this has been helpful for you if you are planning on unlocking Omega Red, take him up to 7 stars, to see me just play through it like this. Like I said, my characters were OP. You really don't need to go that far. I think just at the minimum gear level, gear tier 14, you're going to be absolutely fine, just because the tunes that they're having you use are actually pretty powerful tunes, so don't hold back on investing in them, especially Secret Avengers. Well, there you go. That is all from me today. If you have enjoyed this video, found it informative or entertaining, please consider giving it a like, a thumbs up down below. I really do appreciate it, and it helps out the channel. Thank you so much for being a part of this journey with me today. And hey, while you're here, why not consider subscribing to Liam Aiden Gameplay? I drop new gameplay videos for Marvel Strike Force and Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes every single week, and I would love to have you along for the ride. Well, like I said, that is all from me today, but I'll see you in the next one. In the meantime, look after each other.